My life as a child was really rough because my parents got separated when I was 2, and so I was just left with my grandparents. So it was really a tough place to live in because my grandfather really had a problem with alcohol, and every time on Fridays there will just be war and turmoil in the house when he comes back home with no money. At the time when I was growing up, it's a time what we call the uprising in South Africa. It was a time when there was a very violent protest. People were getting killed doing protesting against the apartheid regime. So it was really a very challenging time for me to grow up in those conditions, to see, sometimes you'll see people dead in the streets. It was really horrible. I grew up with a lot of challenges when it comes to self-esteem. Growing up after a regime that told you just because of your race, you're not qualified to achieve anything. There was no many black people who were doing engineering. Most people would just be doing teaching and nursing. So at that time, there was a lot of financial assistance for people who would be doing engineering. If you did math and science, you could stand a chance to further your education. And so I studied math and science in school, so that opened the door for me to make it to university. Coming to Bethel was not really an easy choice. I was just really finishing my education, have already bought the house and already bought the car, and looked like really a person who has really survived from poverty to start a new life as an engineer. I remembered the encounter I had when I was 15, when the Lord says, would you give him my whole life? And I said yes. And at that time, I made that commitment again. I said, Lord, I'm leaving everything. I'm selling everything to go and learn about your kingdom, and you will see to me when I'm done. And I did first year BSSM, and my life was totally transformed. I knew that no matter what the Lord tells me to do, I can achieve it as long as I'm connected with Him as a son. And that was a really total transformation for my mind. And I really saw that transformation when I went back home on a mission trip in Cape Town, when I met people who come from the same background that I came from, how much it's challenging when they try to achieve anything. They still believe that they cannot do it. Physically, I still look tiny, but in the spirit, I feel like a giant, and I feel like I'm really armed and dangerous to dispel the forces of darkness because of what I have received here. And when I go back home, I'm going to start an electrical company and install solar systems to generate electricity for the people in shady towns. So it's really amazing how much success has been a difference for me, from just being an engineer in a company to now saying, okay, I'm going to help people who didn't have electricity to have electricity and to help improve their life's conditions. I feel like I came here as a boy, but I'm going home as a grown man who knows his purpose in life. And for the first time in my life, I feel such a sense of fulfillment that I know what I was born to do, and I'm going to be doing that. I feel blessed. I really feel like I'm truly a blessing.